Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. The first game of the Premier League season is tomorrow, and today we're going to talk about the history of the game, the scores and the lineup predictions that we think are going to happen. But getting straight into this, Arsenal start their game against Crystal Palace, a place we found very, very tough to go to last season and in previous seasons. Not just to go there, but when they come to the Emirates as well, we have struggled against them. We haven't actually beat them. We beat them in 2021, but before that we hadn't beat them till 2018, I believe it was, where we won 4-1 at the Emirates. But since then, they picked up more points against us than we have against them in quite a few games now, and we really do need to change that. Obviously, last season, I think the beginning of the end of the top four race actually happened at Crystal Palace, where we did get absolutely battered 3-0 in that game. We had chances in that game to get ourselves something as well, but it did not happen. I was at the actual game, and it was not a fun one to be at whatsoever. But let's get straight into this anyway. Talking about the history of the two sides, Arsenal lost 3-0 and drew 2-2 at the Emirates last season. And we beat them once now in 8 games. We have beat them once there. Just had to double check that. But yeah, once we beat them in 8 of our last Premier League games, I should say that, not just Cup and all that as well. But once in our last 8 Premier League games, we have beat them. So it has not been a very good showing against Crystal Palace in the league. But we'll get straight into this with the lineup that I think we are going to be playing against Crystal Palace, or at least the lineup I would like to see against Crystal Palace. I'm going to start off, obviously, Aaron Ramsdale in goal. He deserves to be in goal. He had a poor end to last season, in my opinion, I must say. And I'd stick him in goal still. Obviously, the other option is Matt Turner. I don't think he'll be making it in the squad. Obviously, Bernd Leno has gone out to Fulham, which I don't think was the smartest choice, but he did deserve to go to a new team. He needs first team football. He is good enough. Starting then at right back, and a few of you may be shocked by this, but I'm going to stick Ben White. He played there in pre-season. Tomiyasu is not ready to come back into the squad, and I do not want us to force Tomiyasu back into a team where he's just going to get injured again. I think Ben White's our best option there. Cedric obviously had a great time there towards the end of last season, and credit where credit's due, Cedric actually did play well towards the end of last season, but obviously Cedric has had many, many poor games at Arsenal, and I think he's great for the dressing room, but I think we need someone better than him there. And realistically, he is now our third choice right back, in my opinion. The two centre-backs I'm going with is Gabriel and William Saliba. And I think these two could be very, very pivotal in our defence this season. I think they'll be our main two centre-backs for the season. I think you'll see Ben White at right back quite a lot this season. And we might even go into a 3-back more often than not sometimes. But at the minute, with the two centre-backs, I will stick Gabriel and Saliba. I think Saliba's had a great pre-season, and I think he is going to show us what he can do this season in the Premier League. And Gabriel, the highest scoring defender last season, well, centre-back last season, I think he's much needed in our team. He's a very good player, he's great in the air, and he will score a goal now and again, which could be massive for us. Then at left back, obviously, you've got the likes of Kieran Tierney. I don't know if he's going to be fit for the game, but I wouldn't stick him there anyway. Due to his injuries beforehand, I would have played Zinchenko at left back in this game. I think that's going to be a very important one for us, and he should hopefully bring some experience into the team as well. Moving forward then into our midfield, the two defensive midfielders, one of them very, very questionable with what is going on, but Thomas Partey, I believe he will play, and I think he should play I don't know at the minute, to be completely honest, but Thomas Partey will play. The less said about that at the moment, the better. And next to him, I think we should start Granit Xhaka. I think he's a very, very important player. He's a captain without the captain's armband, and he does lead the squad, and I think he's very, very important. Obviously, has his moments, as we all know, in an Arsenal shirt, but hopefully this season, he'll do us a massive favour in that centre mid role. Moving forward then, you've got 3 in front of that. We're going to start off in the middle. Captain, fantastic, Martin Ødegaard. New captain, and I believe it's a great appointment for the captain. You can see when you go to the Emirates, when you go away from home, when you just watch on TV, you'll see he leads players, he leads the line, he tells them when to attack, he tells them to press, he knows what he's doing. Captains his national team as well, and I think that's a huge, huge move from us. I think he'll actually be probably one of the better captains we've had in quite a while at this club, and I think people will soon grow to love him as a captain. But he'll be in the middle. On the right side, we're going to have Bukayo Saka. Of course, he starts. He's our best player on the right-hand side. He's going to get possibly 10 goals, 10 assists in the league this season, a much needed player. And on the left-hand side, I know Emil Smith-Rowe isn't 100% fit. Martinelli's been having a great pre-season. Gabriel Martinelli, I think, will start on the left-hand side. So we'll have Martinelli, Ødegaard, and Bukayo Saka. Leading up to our strike partner, or our strike force, with only one player left, we are going to go with Gabriel Jesus. Eddie Nketiah has had a great pre-season, as well as Gabriel Jesus, but of course Jesus will start, our main signing of the summer, and I think it's actually really good to have Nketiah off the bench now. as he's been grabbing goals. I think he's going to give us more than what Lacazette did in his last couple seasons at Arsenal off the bench. And I think Nketiah off the bench would be great, but Jesus is going to start, hopefully grab a debut goal. But let's talk about what I think the score is going to be. Arsenal Palace, it's been a very shit, is the best way to put it, fixture for Arsenal fans over the last couple of years. And I don't want to get too optimistic about, obviously, these new signings. We have built up a bulk in our squad. We've got a much bigger squad than we did last season. We've brought in players. Vieira, we've not even spoke about him yet. He'll probably come off the bench during that game. But I believe that the score, actually, I'm going to try not to be too optimistic, and I'm going to try and be not biased. I genuinely think it's going to be a 1-1 game. I think it's a very hard place to go to. First game of the season, both teams are going to really want to get something, and I just think it will be 1-1. I can see them going up early, us getting a goal back, and it just kind of being a bit of a stale game at that point, to be completely honest. It could be a great opening first game of the season, but I think it's going to be a 1-1 game around the 60th minute well score to make it 1-0 is my prediction, and then at that point, there'll be a couple half chances, but nothing too big. But we'll go with a 1-1. Who's going to score the goal for Arsenal? We'll go with a Gabriel Jesus debut goal, because why not? And that is my prediction for this game. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down in the comments. I know a few people are probably going to grill me for the 1-1 thing. Well, Arsenal fans mainly might not think it's going to be 1-0, but I'll go with 1-0, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you guys can leave a like and you want to see more Arsenal content, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.